Hello everyone, it's Foodzilla here in Mini Ninjas once again. This fun and crazy game. Well, we're near the end. We've beaten 3 bosses now. Let's go back and take a look. We started way back on Ninja Mountain. That was a pretty fun level. It's very big. Nice area to explore, and kind of really interesting going around it. Of course, that's where we got Futo as well. And we left home. This one, kind of grassy journey, coming down the hills and so forth. I think we were still coming down the mountain at that point. And going over the trails. It was a very basic level. Kind of had little waterfalls and so on to go along. And then we went into Earth Castle. That first kind of rough, stormy castle with a big outdoor area. Pretty small on the inside when you think about it. Compared to the other castles, it was pretty simple. And of course, we had Boss Lumbering Fool. We brought down pretty quickly. Get in underneath him and give him a whack on the head for good measure. Then, the Great River Canyon. This was a very kind of beautiful sunset level with those giant waterfalls and kind of heading down that crevasse, kind of crisscrossing it as we went along the long path. And then we had a distress signal. This was a kind of a rough area. We had all those lanterns, I believe, and all those small islands with the bridges. We had our little archer at that point as well. I can't remember his name. Forgive me. Oh yeah, then we headed into Haunted Forest, which actually had like a few small areas beforehand, burning villages and whatnot, and kind of a midnight walk till we got there. The Night Castle had its fair share of ghosts. A little bit, anyway. It was mostly gigantic. It was actually pretty cool, kind of going over this expansive area where you had all these different little areas to go across this giant, huge tower castle in the center, and running across those lantern ropes. It was pretty cool. Boss Windy Pants. Well, we remember him. He made a mess. I think of all the bosses, he was probably the most interesting for me so far. He involved a lot more of the kind of style of gameplay you play through the rest of the game. Dodging and weaving and knocking his smelly clouds back at him. Well, not knocking so much as leading. We had the grassy hills. If I remember correctly, this one was the very kind of large night forest. It was the one where I started derping around and kind of losing enemies and making patrols kind of run into each other. It's a pretty big level, and I do remember it starts with that giant ravine that you cross over it. Kind of feels like a lot of the other forest levels, but I guess this one, the real difference is you can branch out and you can go around it a lot more and circle about. It would be nice if the actual forest in it was a bit bigger, but it is called Grassy Hills for a reason. And of course, we had Flooded Valley, and this one's pretty unmistakable. Big area, giant fish, lots of rice paddies. It's actually a really short level. I kind of felt like it should have been bigger, but I still liked it just the same. We also had that little temple off to the side that we had to go paddle through all those bamboo shoots to. And of course, the Water Castle. This fun one that we did last. It's not, I don't know if it feels as big as Night Castle did, but it's pretty long going through it. We had a lot of fun kind of derping around and trying different things. Kind of went from a lightly flooded area to, you know, mostly a castle, and then it got more and more involving water and flooded areas until you were kind of going across rooftops. And kind of, you know, avoiding swimming in the deep water. Anyway, we have the boss timid swimmer, I should say, before we have the current level. Boss timid swimmer was the boss on the stilts where you had to run around him. That's kind of a hard one to do, just because kind of getting up on those ledges is hard, and kind of running across them in a kind of platformy sense was difficult. It's kind of a nice change of pace, though. I kind of feel like there could be more potential in doing a couple side-scroller areas of the game where you're kind of platforming around. So, timid swimmer defeated. We're on Winter Range. This is kind of my favorite arc in terms of how the levels look. This one, and I think this one, the second one. So you have the Great Canyon River, you have the giant river that you go down, this really beautiful sunset area. Of course, you have the stress signal, which is just a really neat night level, very distinctive, the huge central area with all the lanterns, and even the circular area at the beginning with the first of the rocket archers. It's really memorable. And of course, you have Haunted Forest and Night Castle. All those levels I just really enjoyed. And now, I really like the Winter Range levels as well. They just feel big, I guess. Well, might as well get started. Let's get this show on the road. We want to head this way. Let's see what we got. I think that's a kind of a fair setup of our kind of extensive list of spells and abilities. We could use more potions, especially flasks of unstable energy. We kind of been using those. Why don't we? Ginseng potions. I use those a lot because you can recharge your mana, but I don't want to sit around for that long. Tons of healing potions because we really haven't needed them. I guess they're kind of there as an emergency, but let's get a few more of these. And of course, I keep on messing up my use of arrow shield. I have a few of those though, so we don't have to make them. I should have tried, and maybe I will in the future, these Essence of the Fishes. I kind of don't remember how they work. So let's get them. This is Burping Potion. I don't believe we have either. I don't know if I've used it before even. Let's give it a try. I'm supposed to get like 3 or so. Those burdock plants, pretty big deal since both of those guys use them. Oh well. We've made some potions. Let's go. Let's try using some of our other crew too. Oh wait, it's this way. Oh! I did that to myself, didn't I? Or was it this way? Yeah, it is. It's pointing this direction, but that way's kind of scary. Yeah. Why don't we get used to the controls again? I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah, we're gonna have to go down this way. Doesn't look like we can open this. Go open the open trail, but let's conceal ourselves a little bit. Really feels like you're on a mountain. All these trees. see anything though. Split path. Hey, flowers. Bushes are useful. Choose your statue and more recipe goods. Oh! Look who it is. What kind of ninja runs right through the fire anyway? Don't see anything else here. So let's... Hi, animals. Ooh! Look at what we got here. More cherry bombs. You can never have too many.
Oh, careful. I'm making bombs. And it is delicate work, as you might be able to understand. There's only one problem. Wicks. I rather...
Looks like we're having some
I make
audio bug with
dried
the... Oh dear.
Very flammable, those things. If you could find me
Tiger lily.
I'll be happy to share a few bombs with you.
That sounds great. It's more like a more like a bug with her animation or something, or idling. Whatever's. We have this fella who is quick. He doesn't recover. Whoop. That was it too. Yep. He recovers his ki quickly. Oh, not his ki, was physical energy, which is great because kind of running around and searching, it's really, you know, pain in the butt. So this guy is great because he covers a lot of ground. That's part of the reason I buy all those ginseng potions too. We want to be quick. So anyway, you don't see anything else? Let's go talk to this guy about his tiger lily.
Excellent. These are really going to go boom. Here's something for your trouble.
Thank you. Ooh! How many of these things do we have now? That's a fair bit. It's actually kind of terrifying amount. You know, I should get more honey. What does this do? Didn't. There we go. Key and health. That makes them pretty good. What is that? Mountain fire. I completely forgot about this. Well, we are bad guys.